The next thing which I probably want to talk about is the Figma plugin which you mentioned.
Right.
I I
Hmm.
am super curious to know about this. I probably want to know from right from the stage of ideation to how you went ahead with implementing it, and how did you get the audience for it as well. Probably if you could mention all of that, it would be
Okay.
super great.
Okay. So I didn't had an idea to, build a plugin for this thing, which I mean, Morph, if someone doesn't know, is a plugin which converts any shape or vector layer into a very complex effect that otherwise is very difficult to make. For example, you want to make a skeuomorphic effect, so it's pretty difficult to apply all those shadows and whatever bezels and all those effects, and it can do it in a click. Okay, so I didn't had that idea initially. I started with something else actually. I wanted to build a plugin that was clear, but I didn't had an idea. So I was just exploring all these Figma plugin APIs and how people. I mean, I read a few articles how designers are also doing this part because it's not a very complex thing. You need to know just basic HTML, CSS, and all that, and you can have a plugin on it yourself. So I started with an idea of, Figma has a feature when you select anything, it shows you the selection colors, correct? So for example, you have selected anything on the canvas, it shows you your on the right hand side the selection colors. So I thought, why not apply this to other properties like text, typefaces, font size, all that. So when you select basically anything, it will give you the typefaces, all the typefaces which are used in that selection, and you can edit that, and automatically it will change. So I started with that. It's a very half-baked project yet, and I left that in between and basically diverted towards Morph, which I did because I was exploring at that time 3D and all these things were coming up, right? I think around the
Mm.
last year. So I was trying out an illustration of a keyboard which had skeuomorphic properties. So I was thinking this is a very repetitive and complex task which I have to do every time I make even a small button or something. Why not just automate this? So I explored all these things. How can you scale this from a very small button to a very large canvas and apply the same thing to any color or something. So that's how I started with Morph. It was initially just a skeuomorphic effect. And when I thought that, yeah, maybe we can extend this to other things like neon and all those things. So I built 4 or 5 effects and published it on the Figma community for publicly. And it got some attention because I posted that on Twitter, LinkedIn, something. And yeah, and after that, I also had an idea about gradients, which I didn't initially publish, but I had an idea that, yeah, it could be done. That creating complex, gradients and fluid gradients in Figma is very difficult. So why not just use this shape properties to do something? So later I published that also, and it also got some attention. Yeah. So basically, that was pretty good. I didn't expect actually it will get that attention. Yeah, but it was pretty fun to do. Learned a lot during the process, and yeah, so the visual styles and all those branding logos, all those things were pretty good also. Yeah,
It's more of an end-to-end project, right? You start with
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the most minute details, and
I
you
started with something else, yeah, and pivoted
that
towards this, and then yeah, it got evolved into an end-to-end project. Yeah.
yeah, that happens a lot with side projects where you constantly keep changing your mind, you're constantly
Mm.
exploring new things, or you discover some a more challenging problem and you want to solve it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Product Stories for more such episodes.